please?
Sure. My name is Michaelann Bewsee. I'm the director of Arise for Social Justice in Springfield. Couple general remarks and then a few things specifically about families. I can understand, even if I don't agree, that these new regulations are the result of wanting to operate more efficiently. I can understand but not agree if they are to promote a better fiscal policy. But to say that these new regulations have anything to do with compassion for homeless families is just not credible. I suppose that every night a family stays in an emergency room or a car saves a few dollars in the budget. And you may think that it's bad for families to be in motels, but let me tell you, it's nowhere near as bad as being on the street. Now, we've been doing a lot of outreach at the DTA office where DHCD is housed. And when we do hear from families, actually a lot of them who are homeless wouldn't have been eligible anyway, even before these new regulations. And that's really scary. One of those families is staying with me right now. I hope they'll become eligible at some point. And then other families should have been eligible, but how many times can you be turned away from DHCD before you just give up? So one family that I'm very worried about, and unfortunately they don't have minutes on their cell phone anymore, so I've lost them. A young couple, they would not have been considered to be homeless, evicted through no fault of their own, because they were unable to maintain their rent of $750 a month on $1,200 a month income. They fell behind, they couldn't keep a court-ordered agreement, they became homeless, but it was their fault because they couldn't keep that court-ordered agreement. They applied for help and they were denied. They applied more than once. Eventually, after bouncing around, they literally had nowhere to go. They took their one-year-old child, and he stays some nights with her mother and some nights with his grandmother, and they stay out on the street. And when they went back down to DHCD for assistance, they were told that as long as the kid was okay, they were not eligible. Whether the family is separated or not, or the long-term effects on this kind of a separation apparently isn't relevant. Now, we've had pretty good luck when families get to us with reaching out to DHCD and through dint of very hard work, getting many of those families accepted into shelter. But you have to realize that when people go to the office, that's not the way it is. We have to try over and over and over. We get community legal aid involved, mass law reform involved. What about the families that never find us, that never reach us, that we can't help, that never come to us? Those are the families that I am most worried about. I also can't help but remark that with the exception of the one fellow who's now being helped by DHCD, everyone who's thought these new rules are exactly the right way to go has no fear of homelessness. And everyone who has been here to say we're scared is earning a much lower salary, if any salary at all. Last but not least, and I will wrap up, you're here to find out how these new rules are working. Well, you know how they're working. Here's how you know. Here's information I have asked for that I have not gotten, and it will tell you exactly how well the rules are working. How many families have applied since August 1st? How many families have been turned away? How many and denied? How many families have been found eligible for emergency assistance or raft or home base? And how many families are in that gap? And I think you'll find that that gap where there's no help available for any family is much larger than those who are being served. So you know how it's working. Come up with these statistics, answer my question, I'd really like to know.
Thank you.